Well, hello from the Gabba. It's the end of the second day, a truncated second day because there was a bit of a shower that took the players off the field about an hour before the end. And the match is still in the balance, with England having made 260, Australia in reply 220 for 5, so 40 runs the deficit for Australia. But unfortunately for England, Michael Hussey, 81 not out, and Brad Haddin, 22 not out, look very solid and aggressive in the middle, and England haven't really found a way through that sixth wicket partnership. So Australia heading for a potential lead unless England can do something with the second new ball in the morning. Now, I'm sitting in a hospitality box here at the Gabba with my friend Alan Lamb, who of course is one of the last people to have won the Ashes in Australia for England in 86-7 under Mike Gatting. And Lammy, I see you're sort of a bit of Tommy Tourist today, really, with the beer in your hand and all that.
This is after play stuff. This is only after play.
What capacity are you here in?
I've got a group over, and I'm doing a load of corporate work, doing a few box hoppers and that type of stuff. But
so your name is still good in Australia as an Ashes winner.
Yeah, somehow they still recognise me, and I put a lot of dirt on them. And every time I go into a box, wickets falls from both sides. I mean, yesterday England lost 5 wickets while I was in one box, and today I split it up a bit, so the wickets kept falling, you know. But, yes, I got to say, as you said, it's evenly balanced at the moment. A little bit in favour of Australia. Hussey's the key point here. And I just hope we've got to get a very quick wicket.
Can you draw any parallels from watching the game today? England tried to do the basics, I suppose. Australia tried to do the basics as well. Hussey, a very orthodox sort of innings. He seemed to have a plan to hit the short ball and defend the full ball. Well, as we can see from the hawkeye of Hussey's innings, you can see that England tend to bowl very short to him because all his scoring shots, apart from one, are square of the wicket, mostly pull shots going through the leg side, that's on the left of screen, and a couple of cut shots to the right. The only shot down the ground was that straight 6, the red mark off Graham Swan. So generally England were just too short, and Hussey resisted driving at the ball because he'd seen the fact that the ball did move a little bit when it was pitched up. Is that how you saw Hussey's innings, Alan, that he looked to hit anything short and be careful if it was full?
Yeah, totally, and we bowled too short and too wide to him. I mean, every player, if you bowl straight to them, they were in a bit of trouble.
So let's see what Mike Hussey had to say about his innings.
I didn't have any preconceived ideas to go and play more shots off the back foot. I think it was probably determined about where they bowled the ball. If they'd pitched up more, maybe I would have scored more runs down the ground or through cover. But I don't know, I guess coming from the Wacker, the crossbat shots are sort of almost in our blood, really. We've played them for many years, so when you get to a place like the Gabba, it's quite similar to the old Wacker. And when you just see it, your instincts take over, and so I guess, it's just sort of, I guess it's on autopilot, once you get in.
Certainly Jimmy Anderson had his go-fasters on today because he was a different bowler from yesterday and a massively different bowler from 4 years ago here when England got pumped all round the ground. Look at his pitch map and you can see how full his deliveries were in general. A little bit of swing as well, but his wickets that he took were mainly from balls of a fullish length, and that's the area that's dangerous on this pitch. He's a mature bowler now, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, very disappointed last night. I mean, there was no body language, absolutely nothing. Today, he ran in. His first sort of opening spell wasn't that good, but he then got it right, and that's where he's got to bowl. I mean, he's a swing bowler. You've got to keep the ball up here, and he'll get wickets if he does that.
By the way, I have to tell you that Alan Lamb, you shouldn't believe too much he says, because he once said to me at the end of my career, he said, I really couldn't play against you. You bowled those cutters and those bouncers and those in-swingers and those out-swingers, and I just couldn't hit the ball at all. And I looked up at the match when we actually played the first time, and he scored 159. Anyway, it sounds to me as if the match is pretty much in the balance. So I suppose, given that we're sponsored by Masters Pedigree, we should say glass half full, England.
Cheers.
Cheers.